Good morning, everyone. Together with my group mates, Mr. Labadan and Miss Sumingit, we are assigned to discuss the Unit 4, Lesson 2, which is Mother Tongue-Based Multilingual Education or MTB-MLE in the Philippines. So let us proceed, everyone. So let me read first and explain our learning goals this morning. At the end of the lesson, you should be able to fully understand the goals and provisions of MTB-MLE. So this goal focuses on grasping the fundamental aims and supporting elements of MTB-MLE, uses a child's mother tongue, which is the L1 as the primary language of instruction in early grades, and examine MTB-MLE framework vis-a-vis the common components of a curriculum frameworks. So this goal requires comparing the structure of a MTB-MLE framework with that of a standard curriculum. And last, gain an in-depth understanding of MTB-MLE based on interviews from parents, students, and teachers. So these goals emphasize that importance of real-world perspective by analyzing interviews with parents, students, and teachers, and also the learners gains insight into the practical implementation of MTB-MLE. So next slide, please. So Mother tongue-based multilingual education. So mother tongue-based multilingual education or MTB-MLE represent a paradigm shift in educational approaches, prioritizing the use of children's native language as the primary medium of instruction during their early years of schooling. So this innovative strategy is gaining global recognition, particularly in diverse multilingual societies like the Philippines, where it has been adopted as a national policy. So MTB-MLE or the mother tongue-based multilingual education is a modern approach to teaching that focuses on using a child's first language, their mother tongue, as the main language of instruction during the early years of schooling. So this method is becoming more popular around the world, especially in multilingual countries like the Philippines, where it has been made part of the national education policy. So the main idea behind MTB-MLE is simple but powerful. Why? It's because students learn better when they are taught in a language they understand well. When children use their mother tongue in school, they can understand lesson more easily, which helps them build strong thinking and learning skills. Beyond better learning, MTB-MLE also helps preserve local cultures and languages, and promotes a fairer and more inclusive education system by valuing all students' background. So next slide, please. So let us do a quick recall of what you have learned from the previous lesson through a mini class debate. Half of the class will be assigned the affirmative group, while the other half will be the opposition group. The debate motion is, this house believes that a learner's mother tongue should be used as a medium of instruction. So here are the two columns, which is the affirmative arguments and the opposition arguments. So we do a research. So we list several key benefits that in favor of using mother tongue as the medium of instruction in the first column. In the second column naman, we list also that against using mother tongue as the primary medium of instruction. So let us begin. So the first one is improve learning comprehension. So improve learning comprehension or improve comprehension and learning. Students understand concepts more easily and deeply when taught in their mother tongue. This leads to better learning outcomes and stronger foundational knowledge. So in improve comprehension and learning. Teaching in the mother tongue leads to better understanding, stronger foundational knowledge, and ultimately improved learning outcomes because students grasp concept more easily. So the next one is the resource constraints. So developing high quality and educational materials in multiple languages can be expensive and logistically challenging. So the resource limitation or the resource constraints, it is creating high quality educational materials in multiple languages is costly and logistically complex. So next slide please. So next is the enhanced literacy development. So strong literacy skills in the mother tongue build a solid base for learning other languages later. It's easier to transfer skills from a known language to a new one. So the enhanced literacy development, strong literacy skills in the native language create a solid base for learning other languages. So the skills learned transfer more readily to new language. So the next one is the teacher training. So teachers need to be trained to teach effectively in various languages, requiring significant investment and professional development. So the teacher training, it is equipping teachers to effectively teach in various languages, requires substantial investment and professional development. So the next one is cultural preservation. Using the mother tongue in education helps preserve and promote the students' culture and heritage. It strengthens a sense of identity and belonging. So, the cultural preservation. Using the mother tongue helps maintain and promote students' culture and heritage, fostering a stronger sense of identity and belonging. So, the next one is the national unity and language standardization. So prioritizing mother tongues might hinder the development of a common national language, impacting the national unity and communication. So the national unity and language standardization, emphasizing mother tongues, may hinder the development of a common national language, potentially affecting national unity and communication. So, next slide please. So, the next one is increased student engagement. So, students are more engaged and motivated when instruction is in a language they understand well. So, this contributes to improve attendance and participation. So, increased student engagement, instruction in a familiar language boosts student engagement, motivation, and participation, leading to better attendance and more positive learning experience. And the next one is transition to other languages. So students might face challenges transitioning to other languages, for example, the national language or English later in their education. So the students may encounter challenges transitioning to other language like the national language or English. So the next one is the equity and inclusion. So using the mother tongues ensures that students from diverse linguistic backgrounds have equal access to quality education. This addresses historical inequities in education system. So the equity and inclusion, using the mother tongue ensures fair access to quality education for all students, regardless of their linguistic background. So addressing past inequalities in education system, it levels the playing field for students from diverse backgrounds. So So the last one is the practical limitations. In some contexts, the number of students speaking a particular mother tongue might be too small to justify dedicated instruction in that language. So in practical constraint, so in some situation, the number of students speaking a specific mother tongue may be too small to warrant dedicated instruction in that language, making it impractical to implement. So that's all my part. So let's proceed to the next slide and to be discussed by my co-reporters, Mr. Labadan. So once again, good morning, everyone.
Good day, everyone. I am John Tripi Labadan, and I am one of the reporters of Unit 4, Lesson 2. In addition to the landmark DepEd Order Number 74, Series of 2009, a learner's right to learn in his or her mother tongue was further reinforced in Section 4, Series 2009. Paragraph 3 of the Enhanced Basic Education Program of 2013, which states that for kindergarten and the first 3 years of elementary education, instruction, teaching materials, and assessment shall be in the regional or native language. The Department of Education, or DepEd, shall formulate a mother tongue language transition program from grade 4 to grade 6 so that Filipino and English shall be gradually introduced as languages of instruction until such time when these two languages can become the primary language of instruction at the secondary level. This law is clarified further in the Implementing Rules and Regulations, or IRR, of DepEd Order Number 43, Series 2013, which states that medium of teaching and learning pursuant to Sections 4 and 5 of the Act, basic education shall be delivered in languages understood by the learners, as language plays a strategic role in shaping the formative years of learners. Dialogic Journal. Why are you reading this document? The document referring here is the K-12 curriculum guide for mother tongue. Reading the curriculum guide helps ensure that teaching, learning, and research in mother tongue education are grounded in DepEd's official framework, making it a vital resource for educators, scholars, and even curriculum developers. What do you hope to learn as you read it? To learn more about this subject is taught, and why is it important, especially in the early years of a child's education. Also, how it helps students build a strong foundation in reading, writing, and speaking using their first language. MTB-MLE, or Mother Tongue-Based Multilingual Education, provides literacy. MTB-MLE helps students learn to read in their mother tongue first. Once they can read well in their first language, it becomes easier for them to learn to read in other languages like Filipino and English. The next one is prior knowledge. When lessons are connected to what students already know using their home language and culture, it helps them understand new ideas better. They can relate the lessons to their real-life experiences, making learning more meaningful. The third one, cognitive development and higher order thinking skills, or HOTS. Using the mother tongue in learning strengthens students' thinking skill from the very beginning. It helps them express ideas clearly and think deeply about what they learn. Talking in a language they understand well improves both their language and critical thinking. So the next one is a strong bridge. MTB-MLE helps students learn new languages like Filipino or English by first building strong skills in their mother tongue. Students only start reading in the new language after they can read well in their first language and can speak the new language clearly. This helps them better understand what they read better. Next one is scaffolding. When students are still learning the new language, they use their mother tongue to express their ideas. Teachers help them say those ideas in the new language. This support helps students learn the new language faster and speak more confidently. The next one is teaching for meaning and accuracy. Reading isn't just about saying words correctly. It's also about understanding the meaning. Using only the new language too early makes students focus mainly on reading words but not understanding them. MTB-MLE helps students learn both meaning and accuracy by starting with their mother tongue. The last one is building confidence and language skills. MTB-MLE helps students become confident in using 2 or more languages. It develops all the important skills: listening, speaking, reading, writing, and viewing, in a way that helps them understand and use the language well.
Good morning, everyone. So I am Claire Sumingit. We have here our 3 table. First column is the common components curriculum framework. Second, the essential questions. And of course, the answers. First is the current context. What is the social and economic environment in which teaching and learning occurs? So, syempre, the teaching and learning environment is shaped by social and economic factors, including student background. We have here the family's financial situation. So, student families' financial situation can affect their access to resources like books, educational materials, like kung naa sila mga projects. And second, the cultural and language. Student cultural and language background can also shape their learning styles and preference, influencing how they engage with the curriculum. Second is yung school climate. Teacher-student relationship. A strong teacher-student can foster student engagement, motivation, and well-being. If ang teacher and student is may hidwaan sa isa't isa, malaki talagang epekto yan pagdating sa student. Mawalaan siya gana mag-recite, mawalaan siya gana mag-school kasi natatakot siya. Kailangan talaga meron tayong teacher-student relationship. So, school resources. Access from school facilities, technology, like sa itong library, no, na maka-access na dito. Can, of course, sa itong computer laboratory. So, karing mga access na ni is give us impact quality of instruction and learning opportunities available to the students. School culture. Ang mga paniniwala at kultura ng paaralan, including the discipline, inclusivity, can influence student behavior, engagement, and achievements. So, funding resources availability. School with sufficient funding can invest better resources. Example of our evolving library. So, if we have an event like in the RMMC, Darakrakan, so maka-rent sila og mga mahuhusay na mga musika o mahuhusay na mga singer and artists. So, importante talaga ang funding and resources availability. Number 4 is yung the collective impact. Yes, na influence student engagement, achievement, and well-being. Okay, dadako naman tayo sa educational policy statement. What are the government's goal for education? So, ano nga ba ang goal ng ating gobyerno para sa ating education system? So, the government's education goals aims to provide quality education for all. Second, promote lifelong learning. Third, prepare individual for the workforce and civic responsibility. Lastly, ensure inclusive and equitable access to education. Most importantly, that government education aims to the inclusivity for all students. Kahit sino ka man, kahit ano ka man, may karapatan ka para mag-aral. And, of course, equitable access to education. Pantay-pantay. Yan. Pangatlo is, we have third for our table here is the statement of board learning objectives and outcomes standards for each level cycle. So the question is, what do students should know and be able to do when they complete their education? Ayan. So, learning objectives and outcomes provide a framework for curriculum development, clearly defining the knowledge, skills, and competence students are expected to acquire. So, this roadmap helps educators design effective instruction and assessment. Ayan. We have here the learning objectives and outcomes serves as a framework for curriculum development nga. So, outlining the knowledge, skills, and competencies students should acquire. So, yes. Our fourth column is the structure of curriculum content, learning areas, and subjects. How is the content organized within the framework? What subjects in just or cycle? So, the curriculum is structured into subjects and learning areas, organized into strategies or cycles, allowing students to progress through levels of learning in a logical and sequential way, building knowledge and skills. So, yun yung the content organized. Fifth is teaching methodology. What teaching approaches be employed in the implementation of the framework? So, what approaches might be? So, a teaching framework can be implemented using diverse instructional strategies like direct instruction, inquiry-based learning, collaborative learning, and differentiated instruction, allowing educators to adapt to student needs and enhance engagement and outcomes. So, last is the assessing students' achievement. Lastly is the assessing students' achievement. How will achievement of outcomes be assessed? Kailangan nating sagutin. Formative assessment and summative assessment. So, we go first to formative assessment. In formative assessment, we have quizzes and homework for progress tracking and feedback to the students. Second is summative assessment. So, nandyan yung final exam and standardized test to measure cumulative. When we say cumulative is the total, to measure the total of and achievement. So, this assessment provides a comprehensive understanding of student performance. Okay, for your activity, form groups of 5 for final tasks of this lesson. Interview parents, students, or teachers and ask them these questions. First, do you know what MTBMLE is? Do you agree that a child should be taught using his or her L1 before introducing L2? Why? Lastly is, do you think MTB-MLE will affect a child's proficiency in his or her L2? Prepare a 700-word interview report that will summarize the data that you have gathered. And criteria for grading the interview assignment. First is content, informativeness, and comprehensive of answers, 25 points. Clarity of representation or organization, 10 points. Grammar and mechanics, 5 points. A total of 40 points. Thank you for listening.